Darn technical difficulties. All right. There we go. Hey everyone, I'm Big John, and welcome to another episode of the Diz Ability Show live. Right here on the Big John Network. So, this week I want to talk about some restaurant tips. Now, as you know, when you go to Disney, you don't have to dine and dash the whole trip. They have amazing sit-down restaurants, and they all have great variety. And like we always say, not everyone can eat exactly what's on the menu, especially if you're a picky eater like I am. So if someone in your party is at a restaurant and is a picky eater, do what I do. Which is what we always like to say, it's a good idea to ask to talk to the chef. And they will come to your table, and they will go over the whole menu with you. So if you have any questions, never be afraid to ask to talk to the chef, because that's why they're there, and they will make your dining experience more magical. So anyway, that's my tip. As always, if you have any questions on how to do Disney for people with disabilities, let me know in the chat if you're watching this live, or in the comments if you're watching this later, and I'll make sure it gets into a future episode. And now it's time for this week's Top 5. So while we're on the subject of restaurants, the hotels also have great sit-down restaurants as well. So this week, we are going to cover my top 5 hotel sit-down restaurants. Number 5, Boatwright's over at Port Orleans. Hi, Gamer Dude. So, we ate there once back in 2022, and they had some great food there. I think some great steak. I think that's what I had back then. But anyway, still a great restaurant. Delicious food. Mwah. I'm doing good, Gamer Dude. Thank you for asking. Make sure you subscribe, especially if you're a Disney fan. And if you're just... And hello, Purple Mask Guy. If you're just tuning in, we are covering my top 5 hotel sit-down restaurants. Number 4, Chef Mickey's over at the Contemporary. Now, this is a great character or buffet, especially if you have little ones. And the characters will come to your table. And of course, you know, if you're like me and don't like the characters up in your space and up in your face, talk to the character coordinator. And thank you, Gamer Dude. But it's still a great restaurant, but it doesn't have as much space as its counterpart. Number 3, crossing over the country to the West Coast. Number 3, Goofy's Kitchen at the Disneyland Hotel. So it is like Chef Mickey's, only, they changed the theming up for the seasons. And it's a lot bigger. And I think better food options as well. I am not Peter Griffin, my cock. Anyway. But still, great restaurant. Number 2, Boma at Animal Kingdom Lodge. Now, this is a beautiful restaurant at perhaps one of the most beautiful resorts on Disney property. And we've eaten there for dinner, but I know it's very popular. Thank you, Purple Mask Guy, for having my back. Haters gonna hate, but as long as I have supporters like you guys, I don't care. And my number one hotel sit-down restaurant, Whispering Canyon at Wilderness Lodge. Because not only is the food there great, but also the cast members, the wait staff, get into the fun as well. Because, they'll like slam your silverware on the table. If you ask for a tiny bit of a drink, they'll bring it in a tiny glass. And also they'll get guests into the fun by having them do like the hokey pokey and hobby horse rides. It's what Disney is all about, Everything is part of the fun. You get it? I get it. I know Gamer Dude gets it because he loves Disney. All right. So anyway, let me know in the chat or in the comments what your favorite hotel sit-down restaurant is. And now it's time for the ding ding theme park throwdown. As you know, this is the segment where we discuss the differences between Disney and Universal. This week's topic, thrills. So, Disney and Universal are almost on different levels when it comes to thrill rides. Of course, Disney is more family friendly, and even their thrill rides are aimed towards all sorts of families, big and small. Whereas Universal, most of their rides and shows are particularly aimed towards a much older audience, and not those with sensitive ears. Trust me, I've seen the Bourne Stuntacular. I cover my ears for most of it. So let me know in the chat or in the comments where you stand. Are you more of a family-friendly thrill like Disney? Or like a PG-13 like some of the rides at Universal? And now it's trivia time! Last week, we asked, what was the name of Geppetto's cat in Pinocchio? The correct answer was Figaro. Congratulations if you knew the answer. Oh, Purple Mask Guy, family friendly. And now here is this week's trivia time question. And you guys should get this one. Who is Experiment 626? Be the first one in the chat or in the comments with the correct answer, and you will receive 100 cool points. Oh, Gamer Dude, you're on both sides. Interesting. And now it is time. Ooh, and Gamer Dude got the correct answer. Stitch, 100 cool points for you, Gamer Dude. Congratulations. And now it is time to get into the semifinals of our March Madness tournament. And it looks like the semifinals this year is all coasters. So, there are 4 attractions left in this year's tournament. Make sure you guys vote. Here are the matchups in the semifinals of this year's March Madness tournament. Our first matchup, Space Mountain versus Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. So on one side, you are riding the Magic Kingdom's original awesome coaster, where you don't know which turns are going to turn. And on the other side, you are helping the Guardians get the cosmic generator back from, as Drax would say, an extremely large man. And our second matchup in the semifinals, Expedition Everest taking on Big Thunder Mountain. Now, on one side, you are riding an old T train through the Himalayas, through Mount Everest, and wind up with a close encounter with the Yeti and a row full of hairbands. If you know, you know. Gamer Dude votes for Guardians. And on the other side, you are riding a crazy train through the town of Tumbleweed. Oh, Purple Mask Guy, you're also voting for Guardians. And Zarya. So make sure you guys be like Gamer Dude and Purple Mask Guy, everybody. Make sure you guys vote. Members of my Castle Society group have also voted as well. Voting ends this coming Thursday. And remember, if there is ever a tie, I am the tiebreaker. So anyway, that's our show. As I said, if you have any questions on how to do Disney for people with disabilities, let me know in the chat if you're watching this live, or in the comments if you're watching this later, and I'll make sure it gets into a future episode for this week's shout-outs. Make sure you guys check out Micah Barnaby's channel, World of Micah. He does great vlogs from not only the parks, but other fantastic places. Definitely check him out. Also, make sure you guys check out Tanya, a.k.a. That Crazy Disney Lady. She does great live streams from the parks. Definitely check her out as well. Also, make sure you guys check out my pal Ron over at Ron on the Go. He also does great live streams from the parks. Definitely check him out. Also, make sure you guys check out Fun to Be Free. He also does great live streams from the parks as well. Definitely check him out. If you haven't subscribed here yet to the Big John Network, what in the Walt Disney World are you waiting for? And ding the bell for notifications so you never miss a second of the fun. And until next time, may the mouse be with you.